Hey folks, Jiminy Critic here, and I want to start out today saying I don't like to come across as an old crab, an old man. I'm getting older, and maybe I'm getting a little more peculiar or tight in my tastes in movies and things that I see in preview. I know many of you out there just love the rom-com or romantic comedy movie, and I just recently had a preview of a movie that I'm sorry to say overall I just didn't get into it and didn't like it. The premise could have been okay. Well, let me explain exactly what I'm talking about. The movie I'm talking about here is rated PG-13, and it's titled Life as We Know It. Life as We Know It. It stars Josh Duhamel, Katherine Heigl's in this movie, Josh Lucas, if you happen to know who that is, main three kind of players in the movie. And it's about a little over 2 hours long, which is one of the things that bug me. And you're going to say, well, you just don't ever like long movies. That's not true. If a movie can hold my attention without me doing one of these wrist rolls 4 and 5 times to check my watch, I don't care if it's 4 or 5 hours long. If a good movie is a good movie, it's going to hold my attention. I must have checked my watch, I'm thinking a minimum of 4 times during this movie and couldn't believe it was longer than 90 minutes, but it is. Okay, for you diehard fans, let me break down the quick version, and then I'm going to give you a tutorial on romantic comedies at the end to finish my review. Basically, Josh Duhamel and Katherine Heigl met up a few years back in this movie, hated each other, and just know each other on the periphery of their other friends in their life. Well, there's a beautiful couple who's happily married, have a brand new child, and somewhere in that first year of the child's life, tragically, and again, this is a pretty sad thing that came up in the movie. I'm not giving anything away. It's in all the trailers. The parents of this beautiful little redheaded baby die. And so, of course, they have left a will behind, and what they have done in the choosing of the caretaking of this baby or provided for the baby's future is they ended up with enough insurance to pay their home off, so there's no mortgage to worry about in the house they lived in. But for the baby, they chose, Josh Duhamel's character and Katherine Heigl's character as the two people in their lives they wanted to bring up or raise their child legally. And first thing, you kind of want to scratch your head first of all, because in this movie they present these two people as people that absolutely cannot stand each other. They're not a couple. They're not together and happily either married or even living together or anything. They're polar opposites, okay? All right, anyway, I don't want to give away a lot more of the movie, but obviously they're thrown together into this, and they try to make the best of life as we know it. The life we were expecting for both of us now is totally different, and there's frustrations that ensue. And I got to say, a positive in this movie that I will give it, the baby in the movie's absolutely precious and darling and cute. And we see about from birth to age 2 of the child's life here and there throughout the movie. Those scenes are pretty funny. A couple of scenes with friends and neighbors that get together at Thanksgiving or parties, some of the little bantering and commenting that goes on, a couple of chuckles there. But for me, that was about it. I didn't get a big chemistry between Duhamel and Heigl. It didn't work for me. It seemed too long. And I want to give you the tutorial for a romantic comedy. And here's what I've come up with. See if you agree or disagree with me. Feel free to comment. Here's what you see in 99% of romantic comedies. Boy and girl meet. Boy and girl hate each other. Boy and girl go their separate ways. Boy and girl are then thrown together unexpectedly, and I'm using air quotes there. Boy and girl begin to have feelings for each other. Boy and girl have a disruption to those plans of getting together. Boy or girl leaves boy or girl for an opportunity for a better job in another city. Boy or girl realizes the mistake of leaving town and want to come back home. Boy comes home back to girl, or girl comes back home to boy, and the other one is now with another person and seemingly in love. That love has to be broken up somehow by some dramatic event so that boy and girl can come back together in the end for a happy ending. Folks, 99% of romantic comedies follow that pattern. And if there's an interesting script or story behind it, that's perfectly fine. But on this one, I was bored to tears, didn't feel the chemistry, didn't like Life as We Know. You're going to have to see this to decide for yourself. I didn't like it. Hopefully I'll catch you next time with a better flick that I enjoyed better. You go check out Life as We Know It and tell me what you think. Thanks. Catch you next time. An old sourpuss in my old age. You're just just crabby all the time. You're just a crabby old guy because I'm getting older. Oh, so we'll start over. Okay. Now, are we on?
Yeah, we're on. It was on.